Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever or wherever you are watching this, and welcome to my channel. I am Jeremy, and thank you very much for watching this video today. You've probably seen from the title of this video, this is called a throwback unboxing. Just to give a little bit of context before we go any further, some of you may have seen that my most recent video, and first video more to the point on this channel, was what I called an honest unboxing on the Transformers 35th anniversary 4K UHD collector's edition set that was exclusive to Zavvi. Basically, this is an extension of that. However, the throwback unboxings are specifically going to be on products or things that I have acquired throughout the years, which might be out of print, they might just be really freaking old and you can't get hold of them anymore, or something from just a few years back that I would like to talk about, because this is also a chance for me to talk about interests of mine as well. One of those things being heavy metal music. I am a huge fan of heavy metal music. It's a passion of mine that dates back to the early 2000s when I first really got into, and I won't say discovered, but really got into heavy music. Some of my earliest exposure to music was Metallica, and Metallica is easily my favourite band of all time, which is why today I am going to be showing you guys the mammoth Metallica Live Sh Binge Purge box set that was originally released in 1993. I am going to be showing you this today. I've got a couple of other versions to talk about as well that I also have in my possession. But before we go any further, I want to make sure I give you guys a proper intro to this. If you want to find time codes throughout this video that you can just jump forward to, you can find those here. So with that being said, let's give you a preview of this beast of a box set. So as I mentioned, my history with heavy music dates back to the early 2000s, but my first exposure, which I alluded to, was actually probably during the late 90s. Again, Metallica related. The first songs I heard from Metallica, in no particular order, were Enter Sandman, No Remorse, and Seek and Destroy. Two of these being wrestling related as to why I heard them. When it came to Enter Sandman, it was actually the entrance music of a wrestler in Extreme Championship Wrestling, known as ECW, by a wrestler named The Sandman, who came out to Enter Sandman. Another exposure to Metallica was No Remorse. However, I'm pretty sure that it was a cover by Anthrax. I can't remember off the top of my head what album that may have been on. It may have been on the Extreme Music CD that ECW actually put out, which also, fun fact, had a cover of Enter Sandman by Motorhead. And that was actually the first time that I heard properly, if I call it that, Enter Sandman, because you can only hear so much through a TV and whatnot. So I knew the song, but I didn't know all the lyrics because I never really knew who did the song, because back then I was a lot younger, I didn't have easy access to the internet, so it was difficult to find out all of this information. The third song, Seek and Destroy, I actually heard that on WCW, which was World Championship Wrestling, because from around, I want to say it was 99 to 2000, the wrestler Sting actually came out to a live version of Seek and Destroy that was recorded at Woodstock 99. It was also on the WCW Mayhem album that was released. So that was actually the first version of Seek and Destroy that I heard. And what I actually didn't know, because I didn't hear the studio version until much later, was that technically, like, the tuning was different. So when I then heard them perform it live a different time, and then also heard the studio version, it really confused me because I was still very young to getting used to heavy music and whatnot. But that's in short how I first discovered Metallica, though I didn't see them until 2003 when they performed at Earl's Court in London. That was a show, and I might talk about that another time because I appreciate there's a lot to get to in this video. So, when it comes to this box set, Live Sh Binge and Purge, let's now go to the Metallica website. On the Metallica website, they've got records of all the gigs they've done, all the box sets they've released and whatnot. This is where we're going to go to get our primary information for this Live Sh Binge and Purge release. So as you can see here, it was released on the 23rd of November 1993, and here are the liner notes for this set. The first official live album from the band came packaged in a mini road case, as you saw, filled with 3 CDs from Mexico City, 2 VHS videos from San Diego, a VHS video from Seattle, a 72-page booklet, a snake pit pass, I'll explain that in detail when I get to the unboxing, and a stencil of James's notorious Scary Guy. I'll show you what that is when we get to the unboxing as well. The Mexico City show was recorded in 1993 on the Nowhere Else to Roam tour, while the San Diego show came from a stop in 1992 on the Wherever I May Roam tour. The Seattle show documented a 1989 performance during the Damaged Justice tour, which was in support of their album And Justice for All. The DVD version of this box set, which was reissued around 2002 if memory serves, is a more compact version of the original set, designed to fit your CD and DVD collection. Just like the original, the set contains 3 CDs from Mexico City, a DVD from San Diego, and a DVD from Seattle. The complete original 72-page booklet is included on the Seattle DVD. Oh, that's cool. I actually didn't know that. That's pretty cool. The Snake Pit Pass and the stencil of James's notorious scary guy are enclosed as well. Other DVD features are View, Zoom, and make screensavers with your computer's DVD-ROM, or view on your TV with your DVD player. So that's an overview of what is on this set. And I mean, you can see on the left-hand side of the website here, this is the entire track listing for all the 3 shows that are included. It is pretty mental to say the least. You can see some preview videos on the website as well. I will not play those in case copyright does me in, so let's avoid that. So that is the overview of what this set is. In terms of how I acquired this box set, let's backtrack a bit. Around 2004-2005, I actually moved to Los Angeles for a year to go to film school, and it was out there that I discovered a record shop by the name of Amoeba Records. Now there you could find lots of new and used CDs, promo items, be it merchandise, cassette tapes, all manner of things. It's such a good record shop, and I've not been there since 2005, and it's somewhere I really, really want to go back to. I love that place so much. They've actually got a YouTube channel where they have lots of musical artists doing a sort of what's in my bag segment, just because that's how vast their collection is. It covers all sorts of things. While going through Amoeba Records and probably spending far too much money in there, quite frankly, my CD collection for Metallica grew exponentially, be it singles from different countries, rare promo items, so many things. One thing I couldn't get hold of, though, was a box set by the name of Live Sh Binge Purge. I'd heard all about this. And, by the way, just quick offset, for the rest of the video, I'm going to refer to the set as LSBP, just to shorten it down so it makes it a bit easier. So this LSBP set was really difficult to get hold of, but then I discovered they were still selling it on the Metallica website, and I was a member of the fan club at that point as well. So I took the punt and I ordered it, got it sent to my address in America, and that's how I acquired this box set. Now, admittedly, Jeremy from back then tried to take care of all of his stuff as best as he could, but there were some, things that he didn't know may do perhaps little bits of damage here and there, or perhaps didn't take care of everything as well. So I think there is some superficial damage to the box. When we get to the unboxing, I'll show you that. I also think, if I remember correctly, I've not actually opened it to check, because I kind of wanted to open it with you guys with me as well. I think there is something missing in there. I can't remember what it is. It might be one of the CDs that's missing. I think I've still got it somewhere. I just don't know where the heck it is, so we'll see when we get to that if that is indeed the case. But they mentioned there was a DVD version there as well. I actually do have that version as well, albeit incomplete because past Jeremy had decisions, but I've got the DVD version that they mentioned there. I've also got a third version of this, which is a promo version of this. We're going to come back to this later, because there's potentially something significant about this, but we'll come back to that and make some decisions a little bit later as to how we'll handle those 2 sets. But for now, I've done a lot of talking about this, I've built it up, so now let's unbox the beast that is LSBP. Let's get inside. On to the unboxing of this mammoth box set. So first of all, you can see the top there. Let me just straighten this out towards the camera for you. Here is the front of the mini flight case. Then I'll move it around to the side. I really love the design of this box, it's so cool. Now as you can see on the back, we've got 2 hinges here that make the box fold out. Admittedly, the hinge that you can see on the right, got a bit of an issue with it. I'll point that out when we actually open it up. And this is the other side of the flight case. And now you saw the top a moment ago. I'll try and show you underneath if I can. There isn't much to it, just some scuff marks, as it were, quote unquote, and then some copyright lines. Now here is what it looks like when you open it up. As you can see in here, we've got 3 VHS tapes, we've got the CDs, and we've got the book there as well. I'll trying to get the first VHS out. This is the Seattle VHS with the gig from 1989 on it, I think it was. You can see on the side here, that's what it looks like. And here on the back is the set list of that show, the songs that they performed at this show. And here is the other side. And of course, what is inside? A VHS tape. Look at that, everybody. There you go. So now, moving on to the second VHS, which is... That was in there pretty snug. Flippin' heck. So as you can see, there seems to be something a bit odd about that. That's because, if I can get the second VHS out... That was far smoother than the first one. You'll notice it's got the other side of the design, because across these two tapes is one concert. I really love that as a concept for the VHS boxes. Now I'm just going to put that back in there for a moment. So, just to take you around the box of this. And I will note as well, actually, that, before I say that, you'll notice it highlights particular songs here. Those are the songs on this particular VHS tape. So what I will note is that in the USA, VHS cassettes were traditionally put inside cardboard sleeves like that. Here in the UK, there would normally be a clamshell type thing. But that's not how it was in the US. So now let's get this second VHS back out. As you can see, I've shown you the front already. And the sides following on with the design that you've noted. And you can see on here, it notes the songs that are contained on this particular VHS tape. The alternative side, and then once again... Oh, in fact, this tape is upside down. Flippin' heck, didn't even know that. There you go, San Diego Part 2. So now, let's move on to the CDs box. So as you can see here, we've got one of the double-style CD cases here. You have that written on the side, and the same is on the other side as well. As we go to the back, you can see a similar format here, once again listing the songs and has a band photo there as well. So as we open it up, I was correct. I mentioned it earlier that I thought there might be a CD missing in here. I'm sure I've got that somewhere, just don't exactly know where. But you can see CD2 there. And as we open up the other side, you can see we've got CD3 and we've got some other goodies as well. So first of all, the Snake Pit Pass. Now, at Metallica shows, there was basically a section in front of the stage where you effectively had the band performing around you, in essence. I'm sure we'll see it in photos, but it was a really cool idea. Really, really cool. And this is a replica of the Snake Pit Pass. Now, this Scary Guy stencil-style logo was actually drawn by James Hetfield of Metallica. There are varying degrees of stories as to how it actually came about, but it is that logo you can see on the front of the VHSs and all around this box set as well. This is actually a stencil of that, so it's really cool. Now, there's a little bit of liner notes in here. That's what the back of it looks like. And basically, what this is just summing up the songs across the 3 discs and those involved in the production as well. Now we come to the Mammoth Book. We'll be getting to this in detail in a few moments. Just to quickly show you the side and the back. So there we go. But first, before we get to that, this box, I mentioned earlier there was a little bit of a problem with one of the hinges. Just wanted to expand on that a little bit. I think it's simply just the case that over time, whatever was used to affix it has basically just become loose. It's a hinge mechanism. You can see it's just come away from it. It's not difficult to sort of temporarily make it make do. So, on to this book. There is a lot to get to on this. As you can see, we're kicking off with a whole bunch of photos. In fact, wait, how can I... 2 seconds. So, decided to put it on the box just so it's a bit easier to display for you guys. So we kick off with some great photos of the stage sets from the tour. Now, we've got a letter here, and I've had a good read through this, and what we've got here is Lars basically explaining that him and James went through about 300 shows. The San Diego show was recorded quite early on in the tour, and they had the idea for this box set, but by the time they got to reviewing the show, they just felt more tighter as a band, so they decided they were going to record the Mexico City shows where they were playing for 5 nights. Adding on a couple of songs on the last couple of nights that hadn't been in regular rotation on the tour, they added those onto the CDs as well. Then when it it came to having the Justice tour on there, they were just going through it for historical purposes to add a few more songs. They couldn't choose a couple of tracks, so they just added the whole freaking show onto there as well. Then the problem came up of why is San Diego split onto 2 videos? Basically, it's because VHS technology at the time meant you could only get 2 hours and 55 minutes on a single tape without possible breakage, but the show itself was 3 hours and 15 minutes. As they said, you figure it out. But that's the general gist of it. It's a really fun letter to read. So definitely worth checking out if you've got a couple of moments spare. As you can see here, we've got some more great photos from the tour. Oh man, I could look at photos like this all day. Just seeing like people in action. Like, look at James's face as he's singing there. Such ferocity. This book has got so many great photos in it. Now we get into some more of the meat and potatoes element, as Lars described it in that opening letter on the opening couple of pages. Got some like tour information here, some letters that they were talking about as well. Because he even mentioned in that opening letter that they went through like as many photos and documents that they had to go through, and have basically just thrown them in here. Metallica deeply regrets the damage and destruction caused during their concerts in Jakarta on April 10 and 11. A Metallica spokesperson said today that it is highly upsetting to us that a group of our so-called fans would use our concert as an excuse to burn houses and trash cars. That's not what our music and our concerts are about. We love the gigs and can't wait to return to Jakarta. Well, there you go. There was rioting in Jakarta during this tour. And that was in 1993 as well, according to the date on that. As you can see here, got some more documentation. Oh, we've got lots of different alternative set lists there. Well, in fact, there is literally an alternative set list there. That's pretty cool. Oh, and the Guns N' Roses tour that they did in the summer of '92 in the US. Just looking through all this documentation, it's just genuinely fascinating. Oh, here's cool. So this is from a Milton Keynes show, apparently, in 1993. And you can see what the daily schedule was that day when it came to doing interviews and stuff. I'm pretty sure I've seen that Headbangers Ball special on YouTube, actually, so you can actually look that up as well. It's fascinating to go back in time and see just proper time capsule moments like this. Especially having to like run a tour like this, you can only imagine the logistics involved from everyone involved on it. Lars on the left, James on the right. And then Kirk on the left and Jason on the right. More stuff regarding the summer of 1992 tour there. Oh, check this out. Reference Milton Keynes. I'd like to tell you the reason why Megadeth, a band you have heard of, should be added to the proposed Milton Keynes bill on the 4th of June. That is a fascinating letter, given the history, especially at that point in time, involving Megadeth and Metallica and Dave Mustaine, having been in the band just before the release of the debut album. So, the Metallica Tour Rider. Oh man, I bet this is going to be interesting. I'll do a quick skim through it. If you want to sort of pause it and give it a bit more in-depth of a read, you guys can. 1 gallon of milk, said at the top of that page. The idea of a tour rider is always something that fascinates me, and you hear some incredible stories about them as well. If you like just Google tour riders on the internet, it's insane what some of them have. A Make-A-Wish Foundation letter. Check out some of those stadium numbers on that tour then. My word. That's 60,000 people at one show. This really is just a magnificent book, just full of so many anecdotes and stories and occurrences from this tour. And you see photos like that one there of like raining. That's just an incredible shot. And you can see there actually in the background the snake pit. That's what I was talking about earlier when sort of the band were performing around you. Some more amazing photos of the band performing. You can see all 3 set lists once again. And then here you go, look. So that is everyone, including band, who worked on that tour from 1991 to 93. That is insane. And with that being said, everybody, that is the book of this set. So that, everyone, was the original LSBP box set. As you saw, it's a monstrous set. I love it so much, even just as a display piece. Like, this mini road case just looks so cool. I love it so much. But now, I did mention earlier I had 2 other versions of this set. I have got, albeit incomplete, the DVD reissue from 2002, and I've got a promo copy. Now, this promo copy, I got this from Amoeba Records, the place that I mentioned during the product preview segment. I saw it and just thought, oh, that's really cool. Be nice to have like a promo item of the set as well. Now, from what I'm to understand, this is two CDs, I should say, of tracks from different elements of the box set. It might be from the Mexico City show, it might be from the Seattle show that's on one of the VHS/DVDs, and from the San Diego show that's on the other VHS/DVDs. So, the part that makes this a little bit more interesting is as follows. Apparently there are 2 different versions of this, and I'm on Discogs at the moment because this is kind of an easy way to sum this up. There are 2 versions of this promo item. Now, according to this, there is a cardboard sleeve version. Oops, sorry, let me get it down there. There is a cardboard sleeve version, which is the one I've got, and there is one that's inside a jewel case. The most interesting part to me is this note. And it says the following: counterfeit editions, and it's not easy to see the difference if you can't compare them. The logo on the CDs is red on the original, while the bootleg is pink. I didn't know there was potentially a counterfeit version of this. And now, the other part that makes this even more interesting is if I click on the more images here, they've got some photos on here, and if I scroll, this is the dual case version, not the one I've got. So now, the interesting part is the disc label that they have got is a pink logo. That to me is pink. Hopefully it's coming up as pink for you guys as well. Now what this means is that this is a photo of the counterfeit version that they mentioned. But what I don't know is, does that mean the dual case version is counterfeit? Because if you zoom in on this, there is pink just around here. You can just sort of see the logo a little bit. And if based on what Discogs have said is correct, that is a counterfeit version that they're showing. But there are 2 different versions that they list. So to add to this further, if I go on Google image search here, so here is the counterfeit one that we saw a few moments ago, but here is the one with the red logo. And I appreciate they're disc 1 and disc 2, but we saw on the other page that both discs had the pink logo. And here is a picture of all of it working, all of it with the 2 reds, as it were. Now, I don't know what version this is, but the other thing that makes this interesting is this is a sealed copy, but I always just assumed that this was sealed by Amoeba Records, or resealed, if you will, to be able to sell it. I think that this version might be original factory sealed. I will show you why. If I go onto eBay, which I appreciate should not be the be-all end-all when it comes to it definitely being original or not, because there can be some counterfeit things on there. If I look at this listing, and let's enlarge the picture, this one claims it's factory sealed, and there's like a sort of a line. I'm not sure if it's easy to see on there, but there is like a pattern on the cellophane that is very, very similar to the one that I've got in my hand right now. Just to try and show this to you guys clear, I'm not sure how well this will come up, but there is a pattern that is very, very similar to what that is. So you can sort of see there is like a line running down there. That is very similar to what is on the eBay listing. If I now just cut back to the eBay listing, that is very, very similar to what is on this CD here. That's my first theory here. My second one is if I go to this listing, this is another one that's advertised as being sealed. If I enlarge the pictures on here, albeit that one's a bit more scuffed than mine appears to be, but that aside, that's also got the same pattern as what the other listing had, and what the one I have appears to have, which I will now hold up to the camera and try and make this appear clearer. That looks really similar to me. If you ask me, that looks really similar. Cutting back to the eBay listing. So, this now presents an interesting question. Do I open this or not? Now, I'm a massive Metallica fan, and I want to see the stuff that's inside. Partly because I want to know if it's a counterfeit version or not, but also partly because I just want to open it, but there is an element of value here, and I don't see myself selling this. So I'm really in two minds what I want to do with this now, having looked up this information. So what I'm going to do is as follows. This Metallica LSBP video unboxing, this throwback unboxing, I'm going to make a two-parter now. So you've seen the big road case version. Either way, in the part 2, I will show you guys my version of this, the DVD version. And I will decide if I'm going to open this or not, and I will open it in front of you guys with the camera facing to me so you can see my reaction as well. We'll see if I do decide to do that. I'm going to try and maybe talk to a few other people that I know, see what they think. But yeah, I'm really curious. I'm really, really curious. But let me know what you guys think. Should I open this on camera? Because keep in mind as well, this was a promo copy from like late 1993. And this is potentially still sealed from 1993. That's a heck of a long time at this point. So there is part of me that really wants to. There's also the collector in me that's kind of like, keep it mint, keep it sealed. But let me know what you guys think, because I'd be really interested to gauge your thoughts on this, because, you know, potentially a really cool thing inside. Is it counterfeit? Is it not? Hopefully not. That'd be really cool. But if it is, I won't die in a ditch over it by any means, because I paid $40 for this back in 2004. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Should I open this promo copy or not? Let me know what you think. I would love to hear from you. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this throwback unboxing. I hope you've enjoyed it. And there will be more videos coming very, very soon, be it an honest unboxing, obviously part 2 of this throwback unboxing I mentioned. More stuff definitely in the pipeline, so thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and leave a comment so I can hear that. If you didn't enjoy it, or you've got any constructive criticism, please leave a comment. I would like to know, because this is very much a personal passion project, this, so it's something I would like to do more of. But if you guys have any strong thoughts on how this has all been produced and presented and whatnot, I would love to hear it. With that being said, thank you very much once again for watching. I've been Jeremy Graves. I am Jeremy Graves, more to the point, and we'll be talking to you again very soon. Take care and have a nice day.